Yes, you're reading that correctly. You can get insurance for your house for as little as 500 pesos. And I'm going to show you how to make that happen today. What's up? This is Miguel from Tito Talks, non-life insurance discussions, where we try to make non-life insurance topics easy to understand for both agents and clients. Maraming salamat po. Magandang araw po. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am pretty sure you guys are excited to find out how you can get house insurance or home insurance, which covers your house and your internal properties for as little as 500 pesos. And don't worry, this isn't a cheat. This isn't a scam. Yes, it is true. Tito has a product that can actually get you your house insured for as little as 500 pesos. But before we get into that, it's very important for me to discuss why this is not usually possible in the first place. Because when it comes to property insurance, there are two very important concepts that you have to understand. Those two being overinsurance and underinsurance. Unlike motor car insurance, when you're talking about insuring your home or insuring your property, unlike vehicles wherein you could mention the make, year, and model of the car, and you already know the standard market price, which most dealers and which most market experts agree upon. However, when it comes to insuring a household, there's no such thing as a fair market value for your particular house. Because, let's face it, your house is unlike any other house beside it, any other house in any other place of the Philippines, for that matter. Even if you and your neighbor have identical houses, their values could still be vastly different. You could have a 23-inch plasma screen TV in your home. Your neighbor could have a 42-inch plasma screen TV in their home. You could have a bathtub in your bathroom. They could have a swimming pool in their home. You could be ordering water in large water tubs from your water supplier, and they could have their own water tank in their own backyard. It's up to the homeowners, of course, how they would like to decorate and customize their homes according to the way that they see themselves living in it. And because of that, prices of houses and the values of houses vary from owner to owner. Which is why, in order to accommodate this interesting trend, it's almost practical, it's customary for the insured, the customer, to always ask for how much they want to insure their house for. It's not something that the agent or the insurance company dictates. This is something that the insurer, the customer, declares on the first meeting. I want you to insure my house for this amount. That's always going to be the general direction of the discussion. Agents are not actually in a position to suggest how much their customers should be insuring their homes for, because as any respectable homeowner would have it, they should know how much they paid for their house and how much the things inside their house are worth, which all come into consideration when talking about insuring their house for a particular sum of money. And with that being said, when a customer approaches an insurance company asking for them to insure their house, whatever value that the customer dictates or whatever the value that the customer estimates, the insurance company accepts it wholeheartedly without a hint of doubt. This is because we operate on the principle of good faith. You came to us in good faith, declaring the value of your home. We respond in good faith by explaining to you the coverages, exclusions, and limits of the policy we'll be quoting for you. And that's basically how it works. But in this particular scenario, one of two things can happen besides giving out the proper estimate for your home. You could either end up overinsuring your home, or you could end up underinsuring your home. And these two have very interesting effects on your relationship with the insurer. Let me start first with overinsurance. When the estimate of your house is actually larger than the actual value of your house, that's when you have overinsurance. On the other hand, underinsurance is when the exact opposite happens. The declared value, your declared value of your house, is actually smaller than the actual value of the property. And I'm pretty sure you're wondering, who gets to determine that? How do we find out if the customer is really telling the truth or if the customer made a mistake during their estimation of their home's value? Well, that's pretty easy to answer. It only happens when there's a claim. That's right. When there's a claim, insurance companies will send out people known as adjusters or claimsmen specializing in these particular types of claims and these situations to take a look at the damages. They do surveys, they ask the people around, they take a look at the damages, and of course, they talk to the owner of the property, asking them questions such as how many pieces of furniture did you get destroyed, how many light bulbs got broken, what types of properties were inside the house, how much were each of them. All these questions come into play whenever the insurance company needs to come up with an estimate of how much money they need to pay their client because they experienced a loss. On top of asking these questions, another role of the adjuster is, of course, to find out the actual value of the home, which also comes into play when they compute their settlement amounts. So when they find out that the customer did not disclose the full amount or the proper amount, then something really interesting comes into play. This is known as the average clause. Now, the average clause, you'll read it in black and white in your property insurance policy, dictates, and it's slightly technical, that the insured shall be considered the self-insurer of the underinsured portion of the household in the event of underinsurance. Now, while that may seem really simple and that may sound really, really plain and non-threatening at all, this actually has very interesting implications to the actual claim when claims happen. In the event of underinsurance, the insurance company will take the proportion of how much you did not declare and they will apply it to the settlement that they give you. Now, I know this may be a little bit difficult to follow, but let me give you an example using math. Oh my God, I hate math. Anyways, let's say, for the sake of computation, you've got a house worth 1 million pesos. And in you wanting to have to save on your premiums, only declared your value to be at 500,000. You'd be experiencing a lot of discounts, a really, really low premium. And the insurer, operating on good faith, would accept your declaration that my house is only worth 500,000 pesos, and they would issue you a policy worth 500,000 pesos only. Now, let's assume in the event that the house does get burned down during the year, it's a compensable claim, it's an approved claim, and the insurance company is liable and the insurance company will have to indemnify you for this claim. They will have to apply the average clause. When the adjuster arrives and finds out that your actual value of the house is 1 million pesos instead of the 500,000 which you declared, they are going to recompute the settlement check that you're going to get. How does this work? It's really, really simple. They, again, will take the proportion of how much you did not declare. And in our example, I already informed you, 1 million actual value, but only 500,000 declared value. How much didn't you declare? You did not declare 50% of the total actual value of the house. With that 50%, take note, the insurance company is going to consider you self-insurer for 50% of the sum insured. That means if you're expecting to get 500,000 pesos from your claim from the house that burned down, which is a total loss, that's not gonna happen. Since you are the self-insurer of 50% of the total value you declared, 50% from your claimable amount is going to be deducted. Instead of getting 500,000, you're gonna end up with 250,000 instead. And that is how average clause works. That doesn't sound very fair. Well, in order to protect the insurance company from these types of improper declarations, the average clause was created in order to provide a control for this. It's not to scare clients into always giving exact estimates for their households, but it's to inform clients that this could happen when they do not declare the proper amount from their homes. Meaning, they should be well aware of how much their home is, they should be well aware of the value of the things inside, and they should be forthcoming with it when they talk to their insurance agents or their brokers or the insurance insurance contacts they have directly. It's a give-give situation. You're faithful to us, we'll be as faithful to you. Now, with that being said, let's go back to our topic. 500 pesos to insure my house? Wouldn't that violate the average clause? Why, yes, it would, technically speaking. But the product I'm going to talk about, which is known as 2-in-1, and no, it's not the coffee. This 2-in-1 product actually combines a motor car insurance policy and a property policy. But it gets slightly more technical than that. This product, provided by the insurance company that I represent, is provided as an extension or as an additional benefit for comprehensive motor car owners or motor car policy owners, which means if you want to get this product, you'll have to be a motor car insurance policyholder of this particular company. I'm not kidding. And the product is as good as it can be. What does 2-in-1 do? Well, as said earlier, it insures your house for 500,000 pesos. That's 500,000 for 500 pesos. I'm not kidding. Yes, 500,000 pesos coverage for 500 pesos. And you get coverages from fire, lightning, extended coverage, which includes vehicle collision, as well as riot, strike, and malicious damages. Now don't worry, if you need a further explanation about these various benefits, we do have videos for that in our library. Now with that being said, with that 500,000 pesos, what if my home costs 1 million and I bought this for 500 pesos? Wouldn't that be penalized as well by the average clause? Not anymore. This is because this product is already packaged by the insurance company. So you're not going to be penalized for something that the insurance company is already offering you. Therefore, the average clause does not apply. So you can get past this average clause by having your home insured by this specific product, provided that you are a motor car policy owner of the said company. What is this company, you may ask? Well, you'd have to talk to Tito to find out. Yep, so if you're looking to buy, you're looking to sell insurance, please send Tito a message. Have you ever had to insure your home for this low? Have you ever had to insure your home for even more? Let me know in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. And I'm pretty much sure I also owe you an insurance term for the day. And here it comes. Our insurance term for the day is the term principal. And this term is actually a noun, which refers to a supposition or a proposition or a general truth that serves as a foundation of belief for a certain practice. In insurance, we follow something known as the 6 principles of insurance, and they are what guides insurance companies and agents when it comes to dealing with their customers. The earlier explained principle of good faith is an example of one of these principles, and in a separate video, we will also have a discussion on these principles as well. And with that being said, let's cover that one more time. Principle. Say it with me this time. Principle. Let's do that one more time. Principle. Take note of the 2 schwas right in the middle of the word. So once again, thank you so much for attending today. This is your Tito Miguel. If you're interested in insuring your home for 500 pesos, please let me know in the comments. Send me an email, send me a DM. I'd love to hear from you. And with that being said, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.